Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. I'm Max Harbuck, sitting in for Snapper Lancaster, who is out of town, up in the Smoky Mountains, enjoying the beautiful fall colors with his wife, and he does this every year about this time. Tonight, we've got two outstanding high school football coaches and their players. First up will be Bessemer City. Coach Edwards, they're off to a really good season. They're 6-3 overall and 4-2 in their region. And then in the second half of the show will be Hoover coach Josh Niblett and two of his outstanding players. The Bucks are 8-1, and they won their region, and they will be in contention for playing for when they get into the playoffs. So it'll be exciting to meet them and meet the players. So stay tuned. We'll be right back following these messages.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. I'm Max Harbuck, and in this first segment, delighted to have the head coach of the Bessemer City Tigers, Coach Martez Edwards. And Coach was just telling me he just literally came in off the practice field. We're in week 10, the end of the regular season, and Coach, your Tigers have done a good job. You're 6-3 on the year and 4-2 in the region. But going into this season, do you feel like you've kind of reached achieved what you wanted them to achieve this year?
I think it's kind of, when it comes to the season, at the end, the last game, that's when you kind of assess what you've reached. To this point, we definitely wanted to be in the playoffs, so we are in the playoffs. We did expect and desire to have a first-round home playoff game. Unfortunately, we didn't meet that expectation, but we're in the playoffs. We're in a good position to be able to make a run in the playoffs like we did last year. We went in last year as a 4 seed and made it to the quarterfinals. We're a 3 seed this year, so maybe we can get even a little further.
Well, I know Thursday night you're playing the Huffman Vikings, and now they're a 7A, or are they 6A?
No, they're 7A team. They're 7A, I want to say Region 4. They're in that tough region with the Spain Parks and Hoovers, Mountain Brooks.
That's right. Well, what has been the biggest surprise this year with your team?
Well, this team, we only have about 12 seniors playing. So seeing some of the young guys, some sophomores and juniors really step up and play and be leaders. Josh McNeil, a kid in particular, is a junior guy that's playing on the defensive line and sometime on the offensive line. Just seeing him be able to grow and adjust and become a leader on the team has been a surprise. Kind of be able to get our coaching staff together. I've been there 4 years and I hadn't had a chance to have a consistent coaching staff. In 4 years, I'm going with my 4th offensive coordinator, just seeing the young guys that I gave a chance to be offensive coordinators try to grow and develop. So those have been some things that kind of been a surprise for me.
Well, it's interesting as a head coach, when you bring in a new coach, how do you what do you do as a coach? I've always wondered this. When a new coach comes in, do you tell them this is the system we're going to run, this is the offense we're going to run, or do you allow them to bring in what their expertise is? And I assume I would guess you would know that when they come into your program?
Well, typically I like to bring in a guy that's familiar with the things that we do. You know, now with the way football is, and you know, the coaching clinics and meeting people and recommendations, you kind of are able to get a guy in that knows what you want to happen. One of the biggest challenges is the terminology, because he may have been to one school and he's called a certain play one thing, and we may call it, and our guys may be used to calling it another way. So, you know, by us being so inconsistent in that position, offensive coordinator, we've kind of kept the same offense. We've kind of tweaked the terminology and the way we call the plays a little bit. So it's kind of a mixture of what I want and what he's able to bring to the table.
Now, we were just talking just a minute ago that you're originally from Detroit. What brought Michigan? What brought you to the Deep South?
Oh, Alabama, some of the greatest football in the country. I mean, I love Michigan, I love home, but I had an opportunity to coach college ball in the South, and I recruited Birmingham area and down through Montgomery and even into Mobile. So I knew the quality of football and the importance and the way that the fans are with football. So if I wanted to be a football coach and I wanted to coach high school, why not Alabama?
Well, it's interesting you say that. What kind of share with our viewers the difference between, you know, how they follow high school sports or college sports? I know the big college schools up in the north or the Midwest, the Ohio States, the Michigans and the Michigan States. But what about on the high school level?
We're definitely not going to say Ohio State before we say anything out of Michigan. We're definitely not going to do that. But, I mean, no, football is important in Michigan and in Detroit as well, but the resources here are different. Our facilities are different here. I guess kind of the city is, you know, a larger metropolitan area, so there's a lot of other things going on. Where in the South, you know, the roots are family and, you know, we're God, family, and football. Up north, you know, you got people that are working. They play afternoon games. I spent my whole high school career, I may have played 5 or 6 night games in 4 years, and most of those, you know, even there's a big time school that I went to, Detroit Cass Tech, was doing absolutely great this year, and they have a couple of the top kids in the country, but they played their city championship game on a Saturday afternoon. You know, it's Friday Night Lights. It's nothing like that.
I don't know if I could get into a game, a high school game during the day.
I was used to it. It was normal for me. And then when I started coaching college and I got a chance to recruit in the South and visit Southern schools, and I saw the difference. I mean, and just the finances that can go in, because at 3:30 in the afternoon in Detroit, everybody's at work. You know, so at 7 o'clock, you know, in Bessemer, Alabama, we're off work and we're at the game. So now just the finances are a lot different to be able to put into the game and put into the players.
Well, I tell you, you guys got a beautiful new school, new stadium, and so I know that you're proud of the facilities that you've got. And I know we just got a little over a minute left, but going into I know you got Huffman coming up, but going into the playoffs, kind of what. Who do you know kind of who you may be?
Yeah, we're going to cross over with Chelsea. Good football team. They've been on the rise over the last couple of years. They have a team full of seniors playing ball that's been playing together for probably quite some time, I'm sure, probably since middle school. So we have a tough challenge ahead of us, but we're going to go down there and play our best ball and put our best product on the field and hopefully come out victorious. Well,
we hope you do too. We wish you the best of luck. I know you got 4 good-looking young men sitting over there we're going to talk to in just a minute, but we wish you the best of luck against Huffman, but also against Chelsea coming up in just I guess in a couple of weeks then. So you got to go on the road to
we go down to Chelsea. Unfortunately, it's not too far. So, and we're in the southern half of the state makeup, so getting Chelsea and Chelsea is a lot better than having a first round game in Opelika or Mobile.
Oh yeah. Well, we've been talking with Coach Edwards, Martise Edwards, the head coach of the Bessemer City Tigers, and we're going to be meeting 4 of his players that he brought with him tonight. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine and orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
All right, folks, we welcome you back to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. I'm Max Harbuck, sitting in for Snapper Lancaster, and we have just met and talked with Bessemer City High School head football coach, Martez Edwards, and we've got 4 of his outstanding players with us right now, and we're going to look forward to talking to them. As we said, they play the Huffman Vikings coming up on Thursday night of this week, and which will be the last regular season game. Guys, last game, you guys are all seniors. I know that you've got the playoffs coming up, but I'm going to introduce these kids first. Jamal Brooks is a linebacker. He's a senior, and understand you're going to be. Have you committed to Missouri or looking at Missouri? Well, congratulations. Thank you. That'll be exciting to be able to follow him. And to my far right over in the chair is Antonio Stanton. He is the quarterback running back, and he's in the running for the valedictorian of the senior class, which is a tremendous honor. So we congratulate you on that accomplishment. And right here over my right shoulder is another senior. He's defensive end Marquell Skelton. And then, is that right? Shelton, excuse me. That's right, it does say a K, not an H, so I can't even read my own typing there. And DeVecchio Johnson is a wide receiver over here on the far right on the back row. But gentlemen, thank you for being here. But let's start with Jamal.
Yes, sir.
Being your last regular season game, talk about that.
Well, this is going to be, a very high emotion game. I don't think it's just going to be high emotions for me. It's going to be for the whole team, especially the 12 seniors that are playing. we've been together for 4 years, and knowing that this is our last regular season game together is going to be very emotional.
And Antonio, I know that, and just kind of picking up where Jamal was talking about, some of your best, the relationships that you look back are the kids that you've been through so much. Talk about that and your perspective on this being kind of the end of your career.
I wouldn't say this is the end because we're going to see each other a lot.
We're going to keep going, right?
We're going to keep communicating.
I hear you.
We're a family. But like, there's a ending to everything. So like, you got to start somewhere. Before we came here, we had to start as a ninth grader. We had to start, pick back up, because we all came from different elementary schools. So maybe we just have to connect with other people around the world. This is how life goes.
So you guys all didn't know each other growing up then, right?
Well, some of us did.
Some of us did. You know, of course we had, you know, the rec league, but other than that, like my first time meeting DeVecchio was in 8th grade, maybe 7th grade, middle school. So it's a lot of people that we've met over the years playing the game we love.
Okay. Well, speaking of the game you love, I'm going to ask Marquel, what, as a senior, what stands out as you look back? Any particular game or play that really will stand out in your mind as you think back?
A play I made?
Yeah, or the team, or a game, or a moment that you'll remember.
I say the play versus McAdory when I got past the tackle, made the sack, picked up the fumble, and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Did I see that on? Did that make like sideline?
I think so.
Did it really?
I think so. I think so.
Attaboy. So that you know, I've got one memory. I mean, I wasn't any good in high school, but against Huffman, I got an interception which saved the game. They were going in for the touchdown, which would have been the winning touchdown. So that you know, there is one play that you remember. DelVecchio, you're a wide receiver. Now, talk a little bit about the offense that you guys run.
We run a spread offense, which is 4 receivers, so it's like get a ball to your best playmakers.
Now, as a wide receiver, I know that's something that's the kind of offense that you like, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Any particular game or moment that sticks out in your mind that you'll remember?
My sophomore year, I believe it was homecoming. It was my first start. And I had 3 touchdowns, 223 rushing yards.
Wow, that's impressive. Jamal, back to you. You've committed to Missouri. Was there other schools that you considered?
Yes, sir. There were plenty of schools that were in the running. I just feel like when I took the trip to Missouri, it was just they had that it factor. Just as just connected with the school, I guess you could say.
Well, I know that they have been known as having great defenses, and you being a defensive player, I know this year they haven't really been as strong defensively if they've been, but that's got to be exciting. But it'll be exciting, kind of following you as you. We've had some great some of the kids that have come through here on this show have gone on to play, been stars in college. Antonio, being the quarterback, is he a pretty good right behind? Is he your favorite receiver, or have you got some other ones you like to throw too?
Like, I'm a quarterback, but I play receiver. I started receiver, and I just move around to help the team out. But
are you a cornerback or a quarterback?
A quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, but I started wide receiver.
Okay.
Along with him, he's just on the other side. Like, we're both in the slot.
Okay. I thought I had it down that you were the quarterback.
I played quarterback, running back, receiver, punt returner, kicker.
Okay. So sometimes you're playing, you're throwing the ball. Sometimes you're catching the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, going into, I know you can't overlook your opponent this Friday night, but do you like your chances going into the playoffs?
Well, every year, you know, I think it's the same thing. We're just grateful to be into the playoffs. We like our road every year. Like you said, not looking past Huffman, I do believe that if we play Bessemer City football, like I know we can, that we played in the playoffs for the past couple of years, we'll be pretty successful throughout our run in the playoffs.
Well, guys, I know this is, you know, you rushed over here, and we've rushed through this segment, but and our time's running out. But it's really been a great privilege to meet you, all four of you guys, and we want to wish you the best of luck with your last regular season game, and then as you go into the playoffs. So congratulations on the finishing where you have, and let's make it 7-3.
Yes, sir.
And we'll watch you in the first round of the playoffs. And good luck to you, and as you move on to your college career. But guys, thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. We've got Coach Josh Niblett and a couple of the Hoover Buck players. They will be on in just a minute, so don't go away.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. And in this segment, it's a delight to be talking to Hoover head football coach Josh Niblett. And Coach Niblett, got to be one of the most successful coaches in the state. Just looking over your record at Hoover and I was trying to count the number of years you've been. Is this your 9th season?
This is the 9th season.
Yeah, and the information I was looking at had one of the years, and I've been following Hoover for years, but you were 17-0.
Yeah.
Is that did we play 17 games?
Well, it was 16-0 because we had played in Montgomery that year as like a game at the first of the year.
Okay.
When we played in that Champions Challenge. So we played that one plus 15 after it. So
okay.
That was yep, we sure did. I think that was in 09.
When I saw 17, I said, "Wait a minute,
yeah.
that can't be
it's
right."
Like the NFL.
That's right. That's right. But congratulations on a great year. And just telling before we started this segment that I went out to Dallas. I know you had beat Phoenix City,
yep.
And then went out to Dallas. And personally, I thought the game was closer than what the score indicated. But they that was an incredible experience. And I know some of the kids, that was the first time they've ever flown.
Well, it was.
How did that go?
Well, it was a great experience. You know, first of all, to God be the glory. You know, for us to be able to have the success that we've had. This is a special group of kids, and you know, we want to give them an opportunity to experience as many things as possible. And you know, this was something that had been planned for a while now. I mean, this goes back 3 or 4 years ago when we got Allen scheduled, and then you know, kids. You know, at first, when you say you're going to fly, that's not a big deal until you get on that plane. Then when you get that seatbelt on and then you start taking off, and kids that's never experienced it, it's something to experience, but it was kind of neat. I was telling some guys we interviewed because we play on ESPN this week, and I was talking to some guys in an ESPN interview, and I just said, you know, it's just neat to experience something with kids that they can't experience with anybody else.
That's true.
And it'll be a lasting memory for them and us. So, but it was fun. You know, I wish the result would have been different, but that's part of it. But it was a good experience for the kids.
Speaking of ESPN, and what do you have to do to get prepared for a game like that that's coming? That's going to be shot at you?
Got a lot of stuff, you know, for as far as exposure goes for the kids, because they got questionnaires they got to fill out, and then, you know, I talked to the producer today and the guys that'll be calling the game, and then, they ask a bunch of questions about different kids. Is there any side stories? How's the season going? So they want to try to pick up as much information so they can put some of that stuff in there and drop names when they can. But it's a neat experience. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's also a neat experience for the kids, for them to get that kind of exposure.
All right, speaking of the team this year, I remember when I went into the athletic or the athletic department to get my tickets for the game out in Dallas. The athletic director said, we're going to be a good team this year. I mean, we are a legit good team. And because I asked him how things are going, has the team, I mean, I don't know if you can be any more perfect than what you are, but has overall, have they met your expectations?
And I think the biggest thing is, for me, it's all about culture. So it's about how we set the culture within the locker room, within the meeting rooms, the weight room, the classroom, within the community. So, culture is what we take from the walls that we're in daily out to everybody else. And so I'm big on culture. I'm big on leadership. I'm big on our guys, being accountable, taking ownership in the standards that we believe in our program. These players have done that. We lost to Spain Park last year in the semifinals. I mean, it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And this group wanted to be different. This group felt like they had something to prove. So, starting back in January, I mean, they showed up, all in every day. And I've just been really, really blessed to be able to coach this group. It's a special group. They love each other. It's a big-time brotherhood group. And then as far as how the season's gone, I thought we came out of the gates well, playing at Central Phoenix City. I think defensively, we knew coming back defensively, we would have an opportunity to be really good on defense, and we have been. We knew offensively there would be some timing issues just because new quarterback, some new guys throwing to, new offensive line. So everybody kind of had to feel their way out, find out what our niche was. We changed some things up in the spring. And so as we went along, we grew up as a team. And as we went along, those guys kind of grew closer together with Garrett and the receivers and the running backs and the OL. And I think that's what's been good. But what I love about it the most is each guy complements each guy. And each side of the ball complements each side of the ball. So if the defense gets a turnover, then the offense is going to score. If we do a really good job of flipping the field position on defense, then I feel like our guys have done a really good job of taking advantage of it. So, but it's a special group. We've got a special coaching staff of men of integrity that love these kids and love being around them. So it's a neat thing we've got going on right now.
Well, we've got just about a minute and a half. What's been the biggest surprise this season that comes to mind?
Well, I just think the biggest surprise, I mean, anytime you deal with kids, young kids, and, the biggest thing is trying to get them to mature and grow up and then, but wanting to show up every day ready to work. And these kids love to practice. They work hard at practice every day. This is a special group in that aspect. They're going to put the work in. You ask them to do something and, they're trying to do it better than what you asked them to do it. And we rearranged some stuff. But I think what's been really good is our kids showing up week in and week out and playing well week in and week out. You don't see that all the time. But we handled a little adversity last week against Thompson. And by handling that, it's going to allow us a chance once we get to the playoffs to know how to handle it.
Yeah, I was sitting there following on Twitter, and David Manister, and I'm saying, "Are you typing in all the stuff that?"
Well, we had some penalties.
I can't be there. I followed
some
on Twitter.
Unopportune times, and we got in the red zone a couple of times where we had some penalties that we didn't need, and so it could have been different. The score could have been different, but it wasn't. Hats off to Thompson. And
they had a pretty good defense.
Well, we knew their defense was really good, and but like I said before, we're locked in and focused on this week and what we're going to do this week.
Well, Coach, we've run out of time, but looking forward to meeting these two young men. But good luck the rest of the way. I'll be there if I can, and I'm going to try to get out there. But if not, I'll watch it on TV. But
well, God bless you. Appreciate you, man.
Be there in the playoffs for sure. But who will be your first? We're trying to figure out who do you cross over with?
We're not exactly sure yet. There's going to be some between, James Clemens plays Austin, and I think if James Clemens beats Austin, then we'll have
so it hadn't been
Bob
decided
Jones.
Yet.
It'll either be Bob Jones or Gadsden City.
Great. Well, thank you for being here, and good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we're going to be right back, and we're going to meet an offensive player and a defensive player right after this.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Folks, I want to tell you about, once again, a new sponsor that we have on our program, and we're awfully glad. We've been affiliated with them on and off, and we've got them back on with us, and we're talking about Andrews Sports Medicine. They're the world-renowned sports medicine physicians and orthopedic surgeons there at Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. They bring decades of experience and dedicated research in their respective fields. They are highly trained orthopedic specialists providing the most advanced sports medicine available in the United States. This group is well known for being the official sports medicine providers for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers, Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Sanford Bulldogs, and dozens of high school programs in the central Alabama area. However, they are also available to provide folks such as us, you and me, who have an athletic mindset, the experts that is, but also the real experts at Andrews Sports Medicine aggressively pursue victory over every injury. Go to andrewsportsmedicine.com to start making your comeback today. Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show, and delighted to meet two of the outstanding players for the Hoover Bucks. They are 8-1 on the year, 8-0 and more importantly, 8-0 in the region, and so we're excited to meet two of their senior players, two of the leaders of the Bucks. Defensive player Kobe Coleman Abrams, who is the middle linebacker, and to my far right over there is the quarterback, Garrett Farquhar. And guys, welcome. I wanted to ask you, I mentioned before we started video, and I've been a Hoover Buck. Both of my boys played at Hoover, and but coming into my oldest son, coming into his freshman year, Hoover had averaged 3 wins a year. Now you're averaging about 13 or 14 wins a year. What is it like to be a part of the Hoover program? I know when you came in, and then now as you've been there 4 years.
It's a great honor to be a part of the tradition of Hoover. I've actually been a part of Hoover since 7th grade. I was the ball boy, so I've seen it progress. Right? Yeah, I've seen it progress through the good and the bad. So I just love being a part of the Hoover system, and seeing it grow just makes me want to strive out there harder every day and just work for that tradition.
Garrett, what about you?
Well, the Hoover tradition, I mean, there's nothing like it. It's a process, it's a grind every day, but you gotta love it. I mean, every moment, every minute of it, it gets better and better every day.
How much, Coach Niblett was talking about that loss to Spain Park last year, and I was on the sideline watching, and how much of that carried over, that motivation, how much did that motivate you to come into this year and do what you've done?
Since that loss hurt, and it hurt really bad, it urged us, it sparked something in our souls to come out that winter workout and bond as a team and let it be known that that's not going to happen again. So every day we just have that on our mind to work harder and get better every day, so that ultimately won't happen and we can get to the state championship.
Well, Garrett, I know this is your first year being at quarterback. I know there's been a lot of good quarterbacks, you know, throughout the recent history of Hoover. But how much, you know, Coach was talking about, you know, at the quarterback position, you're a leader. Both of you guys are leaders. But what that culture, that overall off the field, on the field, how important is that to be successful? You know, to be a winner, you know, on the field, the stuff that you have to do in preparation for being on the field.
Well, I mean, it's not just on the field. You know, you got to take care of the things in the classroom, in the community. You know, make sure everybody's not looking up to you, but, you know, make sure you're doing what you need to do. But I mean, just having everybody with you and just by your side and making sure that everybody's on board and ready to go, like, you know, each and every day.
Yeah, because all the cylinders have to be clicking, and you know, you see it when, and I don't know what it is when things just don't go right, and it's like it's everybody not going right. But now tell me this. I know I'm old school. When my kids were playing Vestavia, I mean, Spain Park was in its infancy. Who is your main rival now? Is it Vestavia or is it Spain Park? Or somebody else?
To be honest, really this year, it was really the next opponent, because I really just wanted to go to the state championship. So whoever was in our way, I was going to dominate. I was going to dominate. So whoever lined up across me, dominate your opponent. And then the next week, that's my new rival. So there wasn't really a true rivalry this year to me.
Well, I'd like to ask this question, and we've got just a few minutes remaining. But I know you've got a game, an ESPN game. What is that going to be like to be on national television? You really thought about it?
We've been through this before. We played under big lights, so that's not really a problem. I'm excited about the energy it's going to bring. Just showing that Alabama has the power. We're a big school just like anybody else, and we just want to bring it home, saying Alabama boys better than Georgia boys. That's what I want.
I hear you. Garrett, I was going to ask the question just a second ago, but you know, you're a senior, but is there, you know, I know you've got a couple of, well, hopefully we've got 6 more games to go, but any moment that really sticks out, or a play or a game that really sticks out in your mind and looking back?
Well, looking back, I don't really try to do that too much. You know, I just try to get prepared for the moments ahead of me. But I mean, after the season, I'll look back on it and see which one really was. Well,
for the sake of this question,
probably,
can you indulge me?
I'd probably have to say Spain Park, because I mean, beating them again, that was just lots of fun, and just, you know, I mean, I basically grew up with those guys over there, and I knew a lot of them, and just, you know, beating them, and it just really put a good taste in my mouth.
What about you?
I'll have to say last year, my ESPN sack fumble, that it made sports in the top 10, so that was a real gratifying moment, and it was just all over social media, and that
you still really, have it?
Yes, sir. I still have it on my phone.
I hear you.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, you know, we just got about a minute and a half. Who is really, and I'll ask this question to both of you, has really inspired you? What person in your life has really made a difference?
I have to say my dad. He just wakes me up every day and motivates me to get better. It all started when I moved here in 7th grade. He taught me the way to be successful. He told me, if you go 100% in everything you do, you're always going to solidify a job. You're always going to have a spot. So I wake up every day trying to go 100% in everything and doing the best I can to become a great player.
Work, work, work. That is true. Garrett, what about you?
Well, both my parents played a great influence in, you know, just raising me and giving me everything I needed to get to the spots I needed to be. I mean, putting up the money to go to camps and just, you know, countless equipment, you know, armbands, trying to deck out for the games. But, you know, just having them, like, in my corner, having my back just means a lot to me, just knowing I can rely on them whenever.
Well, I want to congratulate you guys for continuing the winning tradition. It's fun as an old timer that's that still loves to go out and watch and get just as excited for you guys to win as when my boys were playing. I congratulate you. I know, and I want to wish you luck. And if my leg will hold up, I'll be out there Friday night at the Met and cheering you on. But we wish you the best of luck, not just in football, but in life, and as you move on to the next level, next stage of your life. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We talked to Bessemer City, the coach and players at Bessemer City High School, and now the Hoover Buccaneers. So we hope you'll join us next week. Snapper will be back next week. So we hope you have a good evening. Thank you.